watt power plant up in Dedido. Plus, the father of 5-year-old Asher Lebowski files an amended complaint to his civil case. And $400,000 is what the Guam delegation is seeking for the upcoming Festival of the Pacific Arts in Hawaii.
Good evening, Guam. I'm Chris Barnett, and our top story, 25 years and more than $3 billion. That's the term and cost of the contract the Guam Power Authority just signed with Korea Electric Power Company. GPA says the deal to build, operate, and transfer a 198-megawatt power plant in Ukuru Dedido represents the most cost-effective, reliable solution available for Guam's foreseeable power needs. Our own Nestor Lecanto has more in this report.
KEPCO Vice President and Head of Global Business Development Gwen Bay Seo signed the agreement with GPA General Manager John Beneventi.
I'm confident that it will contribute to the stable power supply in Guam at a lower cost with a clean technology. I'd like to ensure that KEPCO will make its utmost efforts to successfully carry out this project in timely and efficient manner.
CCU Chairman Joey Dueña says it's a very important day.
I'm excited today because of what this means for our ratepayers. That's why we're all here. This is all about our ratepayers. We're trying to deliver them the service that they need, the service that they deserve, and the service that will improve our island and contribute to lowering our carbon footprint, cleaning our environment, and giving our island what they need so that we can continue to prosper.
The plant drew opposition from Utilities Oversight Chairman Senator Clint Rigel and solar energy companies who favor more renewable energy over another fossil fuel plant. GPA's Beneventi says they support renewables too, but they still need the plant to reach the goals that have been set of 50% by 2035 and 100% by 2045.
We're going to achieve the 50% goal. Beyond that, we really have to take a look at it. Solar PV is not beyond 50%. It's going to cost more, in my opinion. No? So again, it's going to be hard to compete against what we have done so far. Solar PV on rooftops and everything, we're going to work that into the equation, but let us handle it. No? Let's not be mandating this type of solutions.
Beneventi also responded to concerns from Public Works that when the generator is brought in and transported from the port to Dedido, it will be too heavy and damage the roadway. But he says engineering solutions are available, including breaking the machine down into smaller pieces.
I'm not sure where those numbers were coming from. All I can say is that we have an excellent engineering firm that's working with KEPCO. They're Hyundai Engineering, one of the largest in the world, and they know how to get things done.
GPA received approval for the deal just last week from the Public Utilities Commission. Target completion date is for the fall of 2023. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
The Guam Police Department's criminal detectives are asking for the public's help in their search for a man wanted in connection to a robbery investigation. His name, K-Jack Steve. The robbery occurred on October 21st at the Lucky Land Game Room in Dedido. He's believed to be armed and dangerous and should not be approached. If you have any information, you're urged to call GPD dispatchers at 472-8911 or 475-8615 through 7. Well, the latest in Joint Mayor Jesse Blas's case, as both parties prepare for trial on December 2nd, new motions are being filed. The government has filed a motion in Limine, which includes new information that will be presented during trial. This includes audio and video recorded meetings at the direction of the government between Blas and the FBI's confidential source, Brenda, who posed as a drug trafficker. Blas was charged with extortion and bribery for receiving cash bribes in exchange for access to a Jotnia Village cluster box to smuggle in meth. Well, Vicky Lynn Taragenzu did not appear for her local court case this afternoon. As we've reported, Taragenzu is the initial complainant in Joint Mayor Jesse Blas's federal case. She's on supervised release in Saipan. Meanwhile, here on Guam, Judge Anita Sokola wants answers from both counsels, asking the Office of the Attorney General if they're going to dismiss the case. Will Taragenzu be able to report back to court for these two cases? Judge Sokola also looked to the defense counsel, asking if Taragenzu is brought back into this jurisdiction, would she be in danger? Neither of the two parties had definite answers for the court, other than stating that a plea may be in the works for the 2016 drug charges she faces. Judge Sokola is scheduled to return for November 13th. Well, Johnny Del Rosario, one of two inmates who recently escaped from a DOC halfway house, has new lawyers. Attorney Anna Marie Gale has left the case because of a conflict with a current client. Gale was able to get a stipulation and order of release for Del Rosario's 32 personal items he left at the halfway house. His girlfriend, Nikki Martinez, who he and co-defendant Johnny Atalik fled to during the escape, will be responsible for the items. Judge Maria Senzon appointed Sam Tecker as Del Rosario's new counsel. Trial set for December 4th. Well, back in court this week was Guam Army National Guard recruiter Jason Sasuiko, whose trial was set for February 2020. The defendant was charged for raping a 17-year-old girl in September twice. In court, Sasuiko was issued a first violation on a new matter since pleading not guilty in his last hearing. On October 24th, he was charged with first and second-degree criminal sexual conduct. In the latest alleged incident, the 12-year-old girl told police Sasuiko sexually assaulted her in March and August of this year. He also pled not guilty in that case. His next court hearing is scheduled for a further proceeding on January 7th. In Superior Court, the Attorney General's office made an oral motion to dismiss drug defendant Cynthia Paulino from her local court case, and Judge Anita Sokola granted it. She was arrested following a drug raid by the Mandania Drug Task Force on Halloween of last year. In Agani Heights, Paulino confessed to selling and using drugs. Officers learned that she kept a safe deposit box that had $510,000 in it in case from drug proceeds. Today, Paulino's case was dismissed because she has entered a plea in district court for a similar matter. As we've reported, the 45-year-old woman pled guilty to possession with intent to deliver more than 50 grams of meth. She faces a sentence of 10 years to life in prison. However, she's yet to be sentenced. Paulino's next court appearance is in district court in January. 92 pages of discovery have been presented by the government in defendant Jeremy John Pangalinan's case. Jeremy was found ineligible for adult drug court and now seeks a third-party custodian. Judge Anita Sokola told the defense counsel to file a motion and immediately after went on to read the defendant's charges through. Pangilinan faces various charges, including reckless disregard for persons or property while driving impaired, speeding, assault on a peace officer, aggravated assault, drug charges, and more. He was arrested after taking police on a high-speed chase from Harmon to Dedido, where the pursuit ended with two officers opening fire. He was hospitalized for a week before being confined. It was confirmed in court that Pangilinan is still seeing a doctor. Judge Sokola is scheduled to return for December 11th and told the Attorney General's office to note that a potential motion may be filed prior. Well, the Department of Corrections goes before Public Safety Vice Chair, Vice Speaker Talina Nelson tomorrow night for part 2 of its oversight hearing. More now in this report. If you thought the last oversight hearing was filled with questions, Vice Speaker Talina Nelson now plans to get to the bottom of what inmates are allowed the special privilege of being assigned a DOC's halfway house. And that's in light of the recent escape of 2 halfway house inmates.
We are also looking into some of the individuals and the requirements of the halfway house, right? Because we were inquiring about what is the criteria that allows me to live in a halfway house. And so really it's the standard that they had in the past and that perhaps they continued, and I'm hoping that the director fixed, was a really junk standard, because I can avail to the halfway house as a felon.
The Vice Speaker says she's concerned that a prison board decides which inmates are granted halfway house privileges, but that the warden has the authority to overrule the board. That has her asking.
And why are some people that created some crimes allowed in the halfway house over others?
Well, she said she would wait until after the hearing to answer if she has full confidence in DOC Director Samantha Brennan. Vice Speaker Nelson continued to mention concerns she has with Warden Alan Borja. Borja has been placed on administrative leave pending completion of an investigation into the halfway house escapes.
It seems like in some instances the warden has a lot of authority. And perhaps he shouldn't have this kind of authority. So what can we do to ensure that there's a checks and balance, that not one singular person has this authority?
Nelson also said she's concerned about the recent finding of a cell phone on maximum security inmate Sean Paul Johnson. Johnson indicted for his part in a widespread drug smuggling scheme at the prison in 2017.
I mean, I'd have to go work there to really understand why there is contraband in a maximum security location. I spoke with the director, and she's really trying her best to balance the manpower and personnel, but also ensure that they are rotated, right? To maybe deter this kind of corruption. I don't have an explanation for how he got it.
Nelson had previously said former DOC Deputy Joey Terlahi had expressed interest in testifying because he wasn't happy with things that were said about him in the first oversight hearing.
I also had a meeting with the former deputy director, and he did ask to be able to give testimony at this oversight hearing, so we did try to reach out to him. However, we're unable to reach him. The number that we had for him is disconnected.
The oversight hearing scheduled for tomorrow, 5 p.m., at Guam Congress Hall. It's been 1 year since 5-year-old Asher Dean Lebowski passed away, and his father continues to do everything in his power to seek justice for his death.
On October 30th, 2018, David Lebowski took his son Asher Dean for medical treatment at Guam Memorial Hospital, and 18 hours after being admitted, he lost his 5-year-old son. Following the tragedy, Lebowski took legal action for damages for the wrongful death of his son. On the same day, this year, Lebowski filed an amended complaint, adding 2 defendants to the civil case. Court documents state the action is a result of the negligence of Dr. John Garrido, Dr. Dennis Sarmiento, and all other treating physicians, attending physicians, nurses, and other medical personnel who are acting within the course and scope of their employment with the Guam Memorial Hospital Authority. According to the complaint, Asher had a medical evaluation at GMH's emergency room. He was then admitted to GMH for monitoring and treatment by Dr. John Garrido. On October 31st, 2018, at approximately 3:35 a.m., Dr. Dennis Sarmiento ordered a blood test on Asher. According to Lebowski, the doctors acted in a negligent manner and failed to properly diagnose, monitor, and treat Asher's critical medical condition. The plaintiff's prayer for relief are in the amount of $400,000 for the damages of their wrongful death and damages for emotional distress. The original complaint included the government of Guam as a defendant. However, according to Lebowski, the Attorney General's office requested it be removed from the case, as the Guam Memorial Hospital has its own legal counsel.
Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Now there's a technology that's lighting the way to a new mortgage for people all across Guam. Introducing Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii, Hawaii's leading lender. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii lets you apply for a home loan anytime from any device, making the mortgage and refi process faster and easier. Or work hand in hand with one of our residential loan experts. So put the power of choice and control in your hands. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. 3 Guam senators are in the land down under Australia for the week. Speaker Tina Munia Barnes and Senators Regine Biscoe Lee and Mary Torres are all attending a conference for women lawmakers. The senators attending the 2019 United Nations Program Pacific Women in Power Forum at the invitation of the United Nations Development Fund. Now, that's according to Senator Lee's office. Each senator given the opportunity to participate and speak at specific forums and roundtables. Now, Senator Lee, we're told the Committee on Rules chair will be speaking in a forum on social media and parliaments. Lee left Sunday for the conference, and her office confirms she'll return to the island over the weekend. The airfare, hotel, and per diem are all being paid for by the United Nations Development Fund. That's according to Lee's office. Well, the Guam delegation of next year's Festival of the Pacific Arts is seeking $400,000 to cover the costs. And while there was no lack of support for sending the group to Honolulu, lawmakers did have questions about the spending.
The bill by Senator Kelly Marsh Taitano would tap into the Tourist Attraction Fund to send a 100-member delegation to Hawaii. Department of Chamorro Affairs Director Anne Marie Arceo says the festival is important to promoting Guam's culture and cultural ties to the Pacific.
I know we could say it's just performing arts, but let's not take for granted how in our historical colonization that this is ways that our people and our youth can heal. Festival of the Pacific is a way that our youth can heal and restore their self-identity, find in themselves, their direction.
Of the 100 approved slots, the Governor, Arceo, and 4 Arts Council staff will get 6. The rest are for artists and performers. But senators had questions about the budget, which works out to about $4,000 for each member.
Coming straight and asking for all this money, I think there should be efforts made first with fundraising and seeing how much money you can raise and show us this budget. I'm surprised that you didn't come to this hearing without a budget.
This money should not come from Guam Visitors Bureau and should come from someplace else. And that's something this committee and probably the senators are going to have to find out and really discuss where we're going to take it. If we're going to take it from someplace else, where is that going to be?
It's very unhelpful to not have a budget proposed in front of us today. I'll tell you that right now.
I just wanted to state for the record that I will give that to you and provide that for you, where I will bring to the executive committee all the concerns that you've asked.
The committee indicated the money would not come from the Tourist Attraction Fund, but most likely from unappropriated funds, though the governor has declined to identify that as a surplus. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
GWA broke ground today for 3 $1 million gallon concrete reservoirs in different parts of the island. General Manager Miguel Bordallo says the tanks located in Santa Rosa, Santa Rita, and Sanifa will help prevent water service disruptions in those areas.
We have in all of those areas older steel tanks which need to be replaced with newer concrete ones for resiliency and enhanced capacity. In the case of Santa Rosa, the booster pump station there is also being upgraded. That, and along with the work that we've just completed in Jigo, has really helped us out with our reliability for Santa Rosa.
The reservoirs will continue to supply water to customers if wells break down in those areas. A total cost for the 3 tanks was $26 million, funded through GWA revenue bonds. Well, currently underway at the FB Leon Guerrero Middle School and Simon Sanchez High School cafeteria is a dengue informational briefing. A panel of experts consisting of representatives from the Department of Public Health, Guam Homeland, Governor's Office, and GDOE will be available to answer any questions you may have. Now, as KUAM reported, it was over the weekend that the 2 GIGO campuses were sprayed after the 11th confirmed case of dengue fever was identified at FBLG. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, Commander-in-Chief, and Guam National Guard recently presented certificates of recognition to Guam Army National Guard Staff Sergeants Amy Seleman and Kane Kaminga. While facilitating an Armed Forces of the Philippines General Officer's visit earlier this year, they rendered aid to an injured person before medics arrived. They ensured the individual remained calm and refrained from movement that could have caused further injury. The soldiers are part of the 105th Troop Command and attribute their quick reaction and ability to assist those in need to their military training. Well, Dave Delgado is on the way with sports. Keep it right here.
What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it.
Agent Alpha. In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired.
Empty house.
Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, the circus is coming. The Super American Circus is coming to Guam. UOG Calvo Fieldhouse, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, November 8th, 9th, and 10th. Starring Guinness World Record holder Blake Wallenda, the greatest high-wire walker on the planet. The incredible Mario Espana on the Wheel of Danger. Aerialists, balancers, jugglers, dancers, fire eaters, acrobats, hilarious clowns, and stars from America's Got Talent. Witness Superheroes Live, an amazing cast of performers from around the world. Come on, come all to the Super American Circus. 3 days only, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, November 8th, 9th, and 10th. To purchase tickets, visit superamericancircus.com and like our Facebook page for a chance to win tickets.
This would be awkward if you were sharing these nachos with anyone but yourself. Nachos are now a meal with your choice of double the seasoned beef or slow-cooked shredded chicken plus a medium drink. The Grande Nachos Box, only at Taco Bell.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We get the show started tonight with some football highlights from the Guam National Youth Football Federation Met Good Championship game between the Steelers and Cowboys down at the Southern Field. Check it out. The Cowboys trailed 12-0 to the Steelers in the first half after quarterback Trey Blas kept the ball on the bootleg and took it right to the corner of the end zone for 6 points. The defense held on the point after attempt, tackling the running back for a loss of yards. With their undefeated season on the line, the boys from down south went to their Maryland eye and started pounding the ball on the ground. Big runs by Lavin Santos set up the first and goal from a few yards out. Santos would later punch it in for the touchdown and kick through the point after attempt, one of his 3 on the day. He also had 3 interceptions in the game and nailed a field goal from about 30 yards out. Jaron Meno also got in for a score along with teammate Bobby Tysopic as the Cowboys came from behind to take the championship title 27-18. Global squad coach Brandon Rogers held a basketball camp for young and upcoming ballers looking to sharpen up their skills. The camp was held at the National Training Center in Teason. Rogers is a former NCAA college basketball player who holds Marymount University's three-point shooting record.
We're pretty scared of contact. We don't really want to initiate contact, and that's one of the main issues we face when some of these players come back and play against U.S. competition. So some of the main drills that I do is what I was just doing is the extension layup, and that kind of works in the offensive player initiating contact with the defender, and that opens up a lot of avenues for them to not only attack but finish around the rim as well. So that's one thing that I've been trying to work into a bunch of these drills, and the players here have been taking it in pretty well.
Global Squad has helped 200-plus international basketball players get recruited to play college basketball. Players who have had success with the program have played in big tournaments stateside. They receive professionally edited highlights of them sent to college coaches and a sportsrecruits.com profile to connect with any college basketball coach in the U.S.
A lot of the times with young athletes, we see that they grow a little bit careless with the ball where it's placed around, finishing around the rim. And so that's one of the main things that I focus on is I typically stand next to them when they finish and either swat the ball or point out the inconsistencies when they're finishing around the rim, obviously bringing it down to their hip. When the defender is on the inside hip, stuff like that, we try to make them keep it up around their outside shoulder. And that also helps maintain a little bit more rhythm when they're going up for their layups around the hoop as well. So it's been good to see. They're taking it in all really well, and we're trying to develop and grow Guam basketball through these little fundamental skills that we've been trying to teach.
In the soccer news, the Bank of Guam Strikers take sole possession of first place in the Budweiser Soccer League Premier Division after slipping past Napa Rovers 3-2. In other matches, Quality Distributors handed the Islanders FC its first loss of the season with a 3-2 win. Lots of Art Tattoo Heat picked up a 4-1 victory over Guam Shipyard with all 4 goals coming from Seth Serber. The Sidekicks SC defeated the University of Guam Tritons 1-0. Updated schedules and league statistics are online at guamfa.com/all-leagues men's regular results.
It is the spirit within us, our soul, our essence that drives us to seek a better way, to create beauty and enrich the senses, to inspire fulfilling lives, to be at one with our earth and protect those who we love. Only by taking on challenges do we change the world for the better.
With smart business solutions tailored to your specific needs, you can achieve your goals. You can stay connected to your customers and your teams with DoCoMo Pacific's best-in-class network coverage. You can be confident knowing that you have a dedicated team to provide premium support for all your needs. With us by your side, you can do it all. Find out more at DoCoMoPacific.com/business. DoCoMo Pacific Business, delivering your future today.
And before we close out the news tonight, you know the deal. Our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
All right, everybody, happy birthday wishes going out to Tristan James Guzman. Happy birthday, Tristan James, coming from Dad, Mom, and your entire loving family. Each and every one of them is super proud of you. Happy birthday, Tristan. And happy belated birthday wishes going out to Gus Sublime, coming from the Mangapa clan, wishing you a happy, blessed birthday. We all love you. His birthday was on November 3rd, but we celebrate Gus and all the birthday celebrants today, regardless. Happy birthday, each and every one of you.
And remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo, your name, and birth date. Well, that's going to do it for us here on the news desk, but stay tuned. Our favorite, Jason, is next with Extra. Just.
Health, Home, and Lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Health, Home, and Lifestyle is now upon you. And half a day, I'm Jason Salas, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. As is customary, our friend Nurse Jen Artero is up first, and she has another aspect on how to live a healthy and happy island life.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Half a day, I'm Nurse Jen, and it's time for your health check. Do you experience severe knee pain that limits your everyday activities? Is your knees always swollen and just doesn't seem to get better, even if you rest it or take pain meds? Maybe you're noticing that you're bowing in or out with your legs. Knee osteoarthritis can affect your every move when climbing stairs, walking, running, even just sitting down or laying down. Knee replacement surgery can help bring relief, but most doctors almost always advise trying other treatments first and surgery to be the last option. Most doctors will start with a consultation with weight loss discussions. Every pound gain puts an extra 3 pounds of pressure on your knees. Initial interventions include RICE, RICE, and that stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation with over-the-counter medications such as acetaminophen, ibuprofen, Motrin, Aleve, or naproxen. Stronger medications are available by prescription. Also, some individuals use creams and ointments to rub into the knee, such as Salumpas, Bengay, Thermoworks, and CBD oils, massages, creams, or hot and icy. And if these options don't provide relief, a medication can be injected into your knee joint. Steroid injections to fight inflammation and give you fast pain relief can last up to several months. Exercise strengthens the muscles that support the knees. So yes, physical therapy is often a common referral for individuals with knee pain. A physical therapist can also recommend a cane, a splint, or a supportive knee brace. And finally, if you've exhausted all the initial recommendations, surgery may be recommended. Arthroscopic surgery is a type of surgical intervention where a thin tube is inserted with a tiny camera to view the inside of the knee. The surgeon can remove the damaged knee cartilage that's been causing the pain and get you back to work within a few days. And the last option is knee replacement surgery. This is a common operation that involves replacing a damaged, worn out, or diseased knee with an artificial joint. Your chances of success are much greater if you lose the extra weight before the surgery. I'm Jennifer Artero, registered nurse, reminding you, don't wreck yourself, health check yourself.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Sit tight, please. There is much more to come.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Attention aspiring or current entrepreneurs and techies and people with ideas and people that are just, awesome, and people that have a couple days to do really, really cool things with people they've never met before. And there's nothing wrong with that. Startup Weekend Micronesia is back. It is an amazing event, and I have three friends of mine. We have Denise way over there in, I think, in Tumuning.
Yes.
We're here in Harmon, but
yeah.
Hello over there.
I'm in Tsunami.
Yes. Say hi to the ITC building for you. Carl is here, and so is Ione. Half a day, you guys.
Half a day.
Thank you for putting on. Okay. What is Startup Weekend now? Because I was actually very, very fortunate. You guys let me help out with the first couple of them. But what are we up to now?
So Startup Weekend, we've had it on Guam for about 5 or 6 times, and then we had it in Saipan back in 2016. But like you mentioned, it's called Startup Weekend Micronesia, so we're going to be launching it on November 7th. That's this Thursday in Guam, Chuuk, Kos Rai, Palau, Pohnpei, Saipan, and Yap. So 7 islands all at the same time from this Thursday through Saturday.
So we are competing with our brothers and sisters throughout the region.
I don't think it's a competition. I think it's more of just a really large platform for everyone to collaborate with each other and bring their ideas to life.
Okay, that's fair. Yes. I'm a business major, so I would still say competition.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's totally cool. Okay, so Carl, for people that are uninitiated right now, what's the format and what do we go through since it is a weekend?
So it's just basically they're taking the academia out of the classroom and putting it into the, so
they come up with companies, right? Essentially,
they do.
Based on ideas.
They basically pitch their ideas. They have a weekend this weekend to pitch their ideas to a panel of judges, and it's different islands that are competing. And
they basically have Denise, 2.5 days more or less to basically get their idea, refine it, meet with some mentors and some experts, and get the marketing plan down, get the financial strategy down, and then make a solid elevator pitch. Yeah. Is it really an elevator pitch? Because I know you've only got 2-3 minutes, right?
60 seconds, actually.
It's 60 seconds
yeah,
now?
It's a short elevator.
That's not even short. You might as well take the stairs.
Take the stairs.
Yeah.
Just don't go.
Okay, 60
Just
seconds
stay.
now.
60 seconds,
Well,
yeah,
man, you guys are good. That is a competition.
Yes, actually, yes.
Respectfully,
At the end of the day.
respectfully, that's a competition,
Yes,
Ione.
yes.
Okay.
Well, it's about 56 hours of prep. So what they're going to do is they're going to learn about how to start the business. They're going to do the business canvas. So they're going to get just a snapshot of what their business is like, but really practicing on their pitch. So the bright idea that they have, how can we take that to reality?
Yeah.
And so they're going to be wrapped around with mentors, and then the judges are going to come in at the end like a little Shark Tank.
Now, okay, that's a perfect analogy because when I've been there, I just watch and you see these, and it's not just young people, it's not just, college students, it's people that have always had an idea or always had a passion for building something from scratch on their own. And some people say, okay, I'm a great public speaker, I can just go over there and just blow people away with my presentation. Other people are like, okay, I'm a great engineer, but I can't speak to save my life and everything like that. Let's pool our minds together because these judges are really going to grill us. I mean, it's not just, okay, well, you looked good and congratulations. I mean, they really put you through the ringer as far as have you really thought out your idea in full.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what are some of the criteria upon which you'll be judged?
So the criteria is basically it's a viable product or solution or even service, and really just being very creative with the idea that they start with and end with at the end of the weekend. And Denise, am I missing anything? I think it's really pretty much that. There's not too it's not too harsh of a judge criteria, but it's really just the idea is to get everyone in their teams to communicate with each other and come up with a business plan that works for everyone. It's kind of just gathering different people from different industries and different walks of life to promote their business idea and plan.
Okay, and I believe it was, what, Denise, 4 years ago, that a certain lady who now sits atop our public sector was one of the judges.
Absolutely.
Governor Leon Guerrero was actually one of the, and she goes, hey, I run the Bank of Guam. That was a really good idea. I would actually give you seed funding
and
for this.
she was a tough judge at the time. So we have that same caliber this year, all prominent folks that are going to be judges. So it's going to be pretty tough, but I think they're going to be prepared. So the idea is to get their spark, right, their creativity out there. But you want to look at something that you think, you're going to solve a problem. So you think you're solving a problem. How are you solving it? What are you going to do for the community? How is it going to help the community? And then we're looking at sustainability as well. So that's one of the key points this year because it's covering all of Micronesia. So one of the things that we're looking at is sustainability in Micronesia. So what kind of business idea do you have that you think will solve some of the problems in our community? And then how can that be replicated in the area, in the region, and then maybe internationally?
So basically there's no central theme, so you can come up with whatever idea you want. As long as you can, you're not going to, deplete us of all water and fossil fuel.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, because I know, Carl, before a couple of years ago, they said we'd like it to focus on tech, and you had a lot of people say, let's do ride-sharing solutions, let's do transportation, let's do food, preparation and everything like that. So basically now, the sky's the limit of what you can come up with, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. So anything as far as registration now? Because I know there's people out there that are like, that sounds like a heck of a way to spend the weekend. I mean, it's supposed to be like a nice breezy weekend, but hey, lock yourself in a room, make new friends, come up with something really, really cool.
Yes, so Startup Weekend Micronesia is really capitalizing on innovation and collaboration throughout all the 7 islands. We're still looking for participants in all 7 islands, particularly from Guam. If you're interested, you can sign up with eSociety. This is Carl Schur, and that's who's hosting the Guam event this year. And they can register at sweekendmicronesia.com.
Very cool.
Yes. Can we shout out our sponsors?
Yes, please.
Awesome. So we'd like to thank DoCoMo Pacific, Guam Economic Development Authority, IP&E, Bank of Hawaii Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, Guam Windward Memorial, Port Authority of Guam, ASC Trust, Matson, UOG Professional International Programs, also known as UOG PIP, Dimension Systems, GVB, Ada's Mortuary, Coast 360, Guam Plaza, Lone Star Steakhouse, KHLG and Associates, Guam Premier Outlets, Bank of Guam, and United Airlines. These are just our cash sponsors, and we actually have over 50 sponsors who believed in our mission and vision and are bringing this event to life with us.
Outstanding. Okay, well, we got to go right now, so we're out of time. But is it going to be streamed anywhere? Can people follow on social media if they can't physically
Yes,
be there?
they can. So just search for Startup Weekend Micronesia on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll also be using the SBDC Facebook pages to live stream with each other in the 7 islands.
Nicely done.
Yes.
We are really looking forward to checking it out. So thanks so much. We'll see you there.
Thanks,
you.
Jason.
We'll see you right after this.
I'm Ruby Santos. I'm from the beautiful southern village of Umatic. One of the things that we take pride in is promoting Guam through our music, through our original compositions of songs. Here on Guam, what makes us different is our people. When we can extend that Hafaday spirit of being sincere, being genuine, being truthful, being honest, that's all part of our Hafaday spirit. The hospitality, our hearts, the genuine friendships and connections that we establish, it's all from the heart, and they can feel it. The Hafaday Pledge is something that should be taught also to our children. I think when you plant that seed in them, they'll understand it at an early age how important it is to be hospitable, to receive and embrace not only our own culture, but to embrace the other cultures around us. We are all one people.
Summertime, 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 summertime. We'll go swimming every day, no time to work, just time to play. If your folks complain, just say it's summertime.
There's an easier way to enjoy summer. McDonald's Fresh Beef Quarter Pounder.
It's a very special time on the island today because our friends at the Office of Civil Defense and Guam Homeland Security are teaching us about how we can be aware of the constant threat of tsunamis in our region. So we sent Chris Barnett on a very special assignment, and he hung out with some good friends, finding out what's being done to keep everybody staying sharp.
Yeah, and that's something I think, in marketing, you always want to use things that are cute and they grab attention, especially with trying to educate the younger generation so that they in turn will educate their kids, and it's really a great idea.
So a lot of the presentations, the education outreach, a lot of the kids already know. Every time we go out there and we speak to them, they know get to higher ground, and if you're in a concrete building, get to the top floor. So they get really excited about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've had people, I think, dress up for Halloween as Tsunami, McKenna, and Chinesa Quake, and they've actually sent their photos to us, let us share it on our social media. I didn't see any this year, but we've seen some pretty good ones in the past.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, let's get to the awareness part and what to do in the event of the tsunami, because you guys test the sirens all the time. So
we do. We actually have a test
familiarity,
today.
Right?
Yeah. We have a test that's going to happen today at 3:15. So if you hear sirens in your area, it's just a test. First Tuesday of the month. It's a routine monthly test that we do. But Danelle really highlights tsunami preparedness really well. I mean, there's some really basic things that you can remember, and I know she can.
You can take it away, Danelle. That's your cue.
We also have, I'm not too sure if everyone's familiar, but we have posted tsunami evacuation signs throughout the island, mostly low-lying areas. So I just, remind people or the community to be cognizant, in the event, heaven forbid, we ever experience any type of tsunami, that we know exactly what to do and where to go. Get to higher ground, and if you're in a building, get to the top floor. That way we can always make sure that life safety is paramount.
I want to go back to this movie Impossible.
Mm-hmm. I love the movie. It's a good one. It's just based on a true story. You just can't beat that. They all can come together at the end. I'm sorry to spoil it.
Don't worry, I cried too.
Watch it if you haven't watched it.
How important is that plan, though, in the event of a tsunami when, it's tragic, you have separation of family members. How important is it to have that kind of plan?
Oh, it's very, very
and
important.
Practice it and have it, second nature.
So a lot of, like Tsunami Awareness Day, we have Earthquake and Tsunami Preparedness Week or Month. We like to highlight those efforts, but on your everyday plan, you should practice it or actually build one. Make a plan with your family to ensure that it's like muscle memory, that exactly in the event, heaven forbid it happens, they know exactly what to do. And they can also educate and share the information with their friends and the rest of the community. It'll be a whole community effort.
And let's talk disaster kit now. One disaster kit, you guys kind of make it so that this disaster kit is kind of a catch-all for
All
any
hazards,
of,
yes,
right? So
definitely.
earthquakes,
Any kind of disaster.
storms. What are we putting in that disaster kit?
I actually just built another kit with my daughter recently, and she was actually giving me some tips, and with the outreach, Mom, we should put this in there.
We need some gummy bears, Mom. More gummy bears.
Snacks.
Yeah.
So definitely,
Snacks are important, right?
Exactly. So definitely food and water, non-perishable food, a first aid kit. I've done some research on YouTube and just online, and just different things that can cater to different types of emergencies and disasters. So you can really build it. There's you can make the basics, but you can really cater, to your needs.
Right, and so
your
now,
family.
maybe nowadays, people would want to put like mosquito repellent or something.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah,
right?
We recently started
Absolutely.
adding them to ours too.
Oh, nice.
You can put like blankets, extra clothes, flashlights, extra batteries, stuff like that.
And let's talk, I saw this here, so boat owners, tsunamis, can we cover that real quick? Like, what should boat owners know?
So with boat owners, it just gives a lot of information regarding our coastal areas, what to do in the event, there's a tsunami, any inundation, stuff like that. We also have worked with our partners in University of Hawaii with the NeoWave modeling. So that kind of covers, again, the ones or the projects that we've recently worked on is Apra Harbor, Agana Bay, Agate Bay, and in the future we'll be working on NeoWave modeling for Chalampago.
What is NeoWave modeling?
It's a tsunami mapping, basically.
I see.
Yeah, it's tsunami mapping, so just on a scientific level.
So it's scientifical.
Yeah. It shows us
Gotcha.
like what would happen if there was a huge earthquake that happened in Japan or Philippines, and what the effects would look like for Guam. So they're able to have
Right.
all of these different models generate these different images and kind of see where we would get the most inundation, and they are able to use our actual geographic layout of the land. So it's really great.
It's like a simulation kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me ask you this, knock on wood, because we always, every time there's a quake in Japan or in the area, we always get that warning from you guys. According to the simulations, what magnitude quake would trigger a possible?
Destructive tsunami.
Yeah.
Well, a major destructive one would anything 8.0 or higher or above.
And it's not a guarantee necessarily, right?
No, definitely not.
And it goes to show, the huge one that we had in '93, it just shows that it's a real possibility that we can get such a huge earthquake like that. And again, a huge earthquake that can happen in Japan. I'm actually really concerned if a large earthquake happens somewhere that's away from us. Because,
Right. That's what I'm talking about. So
those
then
large
that means that
destructive
we're,
tsunamis.
right.
Yeah.
So what are like the areas that we watch out for large quakes? Would it be like Japan?
Majority of the models that they produced for us was from Japan and through the Philippines as well. We also worry about earthquakes that are happening really far west of us, so even as far as like the United States or even Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, but definitely in those eastern side, the Japan and Philippine side. We're always looking out for different types of activity around there.
Nice. Okay, so maybe we got some teachers watching, or anybody who works with kids, or anybody who wants to put up this great literature here. You guys got so much quality, so many.
Yeah.
I mean, you got this thing back here. Did you guys see that? Because we set up the table like.
So, we're fortunately we're 100% federally funded, so
Right.
we're able to procure a lot of these great material. Danielle handles a really large grant, and what we've done is we try to really give it to all of the different teachers. So, if you're interested, definitely come check out Guam Homeland Security. You can give us a call. Danielle has a really active outreach program trying to get all of this information to the right people.
Danelle got all the goodies, right?
She does, and it really helps our mission because people, again, that big misconception that large destructive tsunamis can happen here.
Well,
So
yeah. Thanks for bursting my bubble.
this
on that.
information really helps us get that information out that it can happen here. This is a tsunami evacuation route wheel. It tells you where to go by village. Gosh, man.
Oh, that's
Giant
cool.
tape on my manicure.
Looks like you got to lube your wheel.
Oh, because I'm squeezing it. But yeah, it tells you where to go by village. And if your village is not on here, then you're considered a safe location from tsunamis.
Oh, no way.
So even if you're on the road and you happen to be in a different village, you know exactly where to go from where you're at.
And so basically, these are like higher ground areas,
Absolutely,
right? Right.
absolutely. And we do have marked areas that say assembly area for
Right.
tsunami.
And so, of course, the coastal village is obviously going to be the
And things
areas.
that you can do.
It's also our intent to cover maximum or have maximum coverage for the AHAs or the sirens as well.
Stay tuned. House to Home is next.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings and I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
Reserve your space today for Christmas Pops 2, Sunday, November 24th at the Guam Museum. A festive kickoff to the holiday shopping experience with food, entertainment, and other holiday activities. Calling all crafty entrepreneurs and local product artisans. Reserve your space today. Email promotions@KUAM.com. House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
We are back and we continue our thrilling informational and educational discussion on condominiums and the market on Guam. Gina is not here today, but we have Liz Duenas from Remax Diamond Realty Guam. Hello, you were tardy last week, but good to have you here.
Was off island.
Yeah, well, okay, your partner in crime was telling us all about the condo market.
That's right.
One thing we didn't talk about, and I would love your input on this, was we didn't talk about common area fees.
Yes.
And that is the big difference, right, between condos and apartments?
Yes, exactly. So if you're, well, I want to talk about purchasing, because we always talk about single-family homes. So if you're purchasing a condo, there are a number of things to consider. So, for example, if you're going to get a loan to purchase a condo, your loan ratios, normally if you're a first-time home buyer, your loan ratios are better. You would normally get a loan for 95% or 90 or 97%. However, when you're buying a condominium project, your loan ratios are a bit different. It'll be like 80-20, meaning you'd have to, out of pocket, have 20% down, which is, much higher. It's significant, and for some who are not familiar, usually your condo projects, if you're going to purchase, they're less. Like, for example, if you're purchasing a condo in Dededo, there's a project there that's about maybe 60,000, between 50, 60,000, for example, per unit. Now, again, with that amount, there's associated condo fees. So in the Dededo to Mooning area, there are other condo complexes, but when you're looking, you want to check what is the common area fee, because you're factoring in what your monthly mortgage is, what can you afford. The bank will assist you in that process to figure out, so if you're buying this particular condo project, what is the common area fee? If it's $200 or $300, those are factors you should really look at, because it's added on top of your mortgage amount. So if you're only budgeting to pay X, let's say $800 or $900 or $1,000 a month, you're not factoring that on top of it. You're going to have utility bills, and then you have common area fees. So it's really important. And usually when we give out data sheets that for condos, it will normally reflect what that common area fee.
And now for people that don't know, common area fee typically goes under the purview of having to cover, you know, like if the building gets painted or security, or if there's like a sentry.
That's right. So common area fees normally cover like the common area lighting. It'll cover the pool maintenance if there's a pool. It'll cover the building insurance. And if there's groundskeeping, and if there's a security guard and trash especially. So the common area is for the benefit of the community within that project.
It's like supplementary and auxiliary services to live in that.
Exactly. Now, periodically, let's say a complex would need painting. Sometimes if there's not enough monies in the common area funds, they may require a special assessment. So which means, so let's say, for example, the special assessment per owner would be $1,000 or $2,000. Then they would send out letters to the ownership stating, we need a special assessment to paint the building. So sometimes they stretch that out. But going back to the purchase, it is critical to find out what is the homeowner fees, what's associated with that, what insurances, etc. And one thing for sure, if a condo complex has typhoon insurance, full typhoon insurance, it gives you a better loan ratio. The banks, it helps with the bank with their loan processing. Yes,
because
so,
you're one of several units and everything, so you're covered under the whole risk.
So with the typhoon insurance, that makes a difference whether the bank will finance or whether they would give you a higher loan ratio to pay for your loan.
Now we know, because what you and Gina have educated us on, that a condo is a higher grade, it's above an apartment, but typically it's below, like if you were actually going to buy your own home. So for example, I'm wondering about equity.
Well, an apartment is owned by one owner. So one owner owns, let's say, 24 units or 5 units or 10, whatever the number is. It's one owner. So that owner bears the cost for regular maintenance of the complex. But when you're dealing with a condo or a townhome, those are individually owned. So you might, for example, own 5 units or 2 units or even just 1 unit for the purpose of residing in it. But the apartment complex is one owner for that project.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so in terms of equity, do I have as much as if I was going to own my own home?
Your equity in the project would be to the percentage of your ownership. So any fees associated, so for example, if you own a 2-bedroom, your common area fee may be less because your square footage occupying that property is less than a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom. So your HOA fees would be less in comparison. So it's based on the number of square footage that you own in that particular complex. Whether it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, it's associated with what type unit you're occupying and the size.
Okay, and then we got to run because we're at the end of the show. But real quick, in your assessment right now, how healthy is Guam's condominium market?
The condos are available. Investors are coming in and purchasing. We're getting quite a bit of cash buyers.
Okay, is the turnover very high?
It is. Well, they're buying because they want to cash in on the military buildup, because everyone wants a military tenant. I mean, pretty much, because that commands a higher rental rate.
Okay, good news, and that's good money. So we appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Happy Halloween.
All right, happy Halloween to you too and your family. And we are out of time, and we will see you next time.